Well, there's 9 today, put it that way, 9 clans amongst the 6 nations. So if any of those nations are Heron, those are my brothers and sisters.
I love the way you put that, even including us as being your
brothers and
so
sisters.
I think
Yeah,
that's
and
very moving.
so the mothers, determine your clan. So my mother was Heron, so all the kids, my brother and sisters are Herons. But my dad was Wolf, and that's where the lineage comes down on my father's side, because the Parkers were originally Wolf from my great-great-grandmother, Elizabeth Parker. And but again, after that, Carolyn Parker would be the only daughter. So she would keep the Wolf name, or Wolf clan, where all the boys, whoever they marry, the clan changes according to who they marry.
So you only know through, how do you pass down all of the information from where you came in the beginning like that? How do you, because it's not written down?
No,
is it?
no.
So it's just passed on?
It's orally. It's
orally.
It's an oral tradition.
Right, and so...
See, the thing is, people are programmed to think of books, but books haven't been around for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So this old ancient tradition, thousands of years old, was using this the way we're supposed to use it. So when the Grand Council convenes, they refuse to accept a written version of the Great Law.
But does anybody write? Did anyone write anything so things aren't lost, or just they just depend upon?
Well, there are some people have written. In fact, there's a lot of writings, on a tradition and culture. But here again, my example is that when I speak, or a lot of people have approached me, they say, "Why don't you write a book?" I said, "Well, no, we come from an oral tradition." And that was
it's
passed
just
down.
that people like myself just desperately want to know those things.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I wanted
you know what's significant about it? The general public has not been educated to the Native people.
No,
it's so distant, and they
yes,
know very little.
That's what I'm very, very angry about. That when I was in school, it was always that the Indians were the bad men, but your land was taken, and so why wouldn't you fight? And that's
sure.
And that's about all we knew.
That was our homes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think about it now.
Yeah.
I've been reading all these articles about the children being taken.
Yeah.
And it just,
that was my dad.
Your dad?
Really?
Yeah. He went to Carlisle in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he attended Carlisle.
That's just very, very moving.
Those kids were taken from,
the
reservations, and they were put into a military, They marched them around, they punished them for speaking
and it wasn't
the language.
anything better.
They separated them, they dressed them in a military fashion, they cut their hair off, they did all kinds of bad things. But, he's a survivor. Of course, he passed away, but it's a fact, And what saddened me...
And enough people don't know about that. I mentioned somebody that I worked with, and she says, well, I was trying to tell her, explain to her how I felt. She would let the victors go to the spoils. I said, what is wrong with your thinking? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
What?
What saddened me, I was down at Carlisle, and what saddened me was I had to visit the cemetery there, and there's over between 180 to 190 graves, children's graves. I mean, where in this country can you find a school with children's graves, buried? And I mean, that's the truth. And they had been reburied. They were over here, and moved them over here, and talk about, how many cemeteries get moved from here to here, And
for you to feel the way you are, not have anger.
Well, I carried anger for some time now, but it's not our answer.
No, because it kills the vessel that it's within.
Yeah.
It's beautiful that you're able to.
I try to understand it. It's the best you can do is try to understand.
A lot of it is just ignorance, is what it amounts to.
Yeah,
you have to learn.
Yeah.
Learn.